Alright, what's going on YouTube? I'm looking to go long here. I shared my bias for dollar in the Discord, and if we take a look, our sell side target has just been hit. Okay, so I've been bearish on dollar for a while now, and we did have the Fed Chair Powell speaking today, which brings some volatility in the market. So basically, what I'm looking at is this fair value gap here, which is also a balanced price range. We have this single pass down with this candle, followed by the single pass up. So the portion of the fair value gaps that overlap, that is your balanced price range. So I'm going to buy that if we drop back down into there. Okay, my stop loss would go under mean threshold of this bullish order block. Okay, these last two consecutive down close candles before this displacement higher, I'm taking the midpoint, and my stop loss would go below that. All right, and we're simply going to target buy side liquidity. Okay, resting above here, nothing crazy. And that would be all I'm interested for this morning session. We also, if you look on the top right, we've taken out sell side, okay, underneath this low and underneath this low here. Okay, so the sell side resting below that. We drop down, take out all those traders who are long, all right, and we also reprice into the low of that opening range gap, and you see us displace higher. All right, there's our fill. And if there is a pyramid opportunity to add another contract, I would do that. So if we form another fair value gap somewhere in this price run higher as we head to our target, then I will look to add one more contract. And just full disclosure, this is a paper trade. Okay, we had Fed Chair Powell speaking this morning. I'm pretty sure he's still talking, saying whatever. And part of my trading plan in the Discord knows this is that I don't trade the AM session if the Fed Chair is speaking during that AM session, because he could come out and say something completely crazy, and you don't want to be in a trade when he says something unexpected, because the market will respond to that. So if the Fed Chair is speaking, I don't want to be investing while all of that is going on. So for the sake of my protection, I am trading this in paper, but you can still gain some value and hopefully learn something from this execution. Alright, so once we clearly get above this high here, I'll treat these three consecutive candles as bullish order block, and I'll look at the pyramid as high as candle. Okay, so I'm forecasting it in advance. If we get above this high, and if we land into it, I'll treat these last three candles here as bullish order block. So same thing you see here, these last two candles as bullish order block. I'll be seeing these three candles the same way if we get above this high. Notice that balanced price range, I think that's support. And once it clearly closes above this high, before I consider adding another contract position. Inside that balanced price range, and then outline our macro here. Okay. So within this macro, this 20-minute window, we've dropped down and took out sell side. We also rallied. This last down close candle is a bullish order block. Okay, so you can start to see the change in order flow right there. Okay, more specifically, this is the change in the state of delivery. All right, so we've been dropping. All right, algorithm is offering sell side, sell side, sell side, sell side delivery. We hit the low of the opening range gap. We have this displacement, last down close candle. That is your change in the state of delivery. Okay, now the algorithm is offering buy side delivery. So down close candles should start to act as support. Fair value gaps, okay, BISTs should start sending price higher, and we should now be targeting premium arrays because we're in a buy program and we're in a discount. Dollar is also bearish, so we have that confluence as well. As you can see, just hit our sell side target, but I don't think we're done going lower. Again, my stop loss is placed underneath the mean threshold of the bullish order block. Okay, we're not using random stop loss placement. Okay, it's very strategic and based on algorithmic theory. Notice where the candles are opening and closing. Okay, this is a common signature that occurs with balanced price ranges. Zoom in here. Notice how we close and open, okay, right at the midpoint of this balanced price range. All right, so I'm expecting large up close candles now. Okay, I want to see large bodies, beefy, okay, momentum candles to the upside. And if we get that, then I will start to look to pyramid my position. So that is that nice up close candle I like to see, getting us back above that balanced price range. So now if we touch this area again, I will look to go long and add a contract there. So if we come back down, okay, this is also an order block, this last down close candle. So we have order block with the balanced price range. If we touch that, I'll buy one more. On paper, not real funds. Okay, just for educational purposes. A little bit more. Take that. And I'm going to actually take this off so that's clustered. And I'll raise my stop just below this down close candle, which is an order block. This fair value gap up here, which is in a premium, that'll be my first target. Okay, precise stop loss management. This low shouldn't be taken out because we've already traded into this order block, into this fair value gap, failed to reach the low of it. We rally. This last down close candle is a bullish order block that's also laying on top of this balanced price range. So there's no reason for price to come back down and take out this low. That's why my stop loss is here. And I will move it underneath this low once we get above these highs here. And just a quick reminder to join the Discord. All right, there's a lot of good stuff in there, link in the description. I live trade every week, so if you want to be in the live streams and watch me do this stuff live every day, you can check that out in the Discord. I also have a bunch of other stuff in there, market reviews, trade breakdowns, weekly forecasts, weekly analysis videos, screenshots of my charts, all kind of stuff in there. A bunch of channels that are good for your learning. So definitely check that out. Again, link in the description. We have a little over 100 people in there, so it's not too big of a community. When most people join, they always talk about, how they love that it's a mid-sized community. It's not too crowded and, chaotic. So we have a nice little group in there. It's pretty cool. All right, so we cleared these highs here. So my stop loss will now be raised underneath this order block. These last two consecutive down close candles prior to this displacement is a bullish order block. We also have a breaker. So I'm going to take off this balance price range. We have a breaker here, low, high, lower low. Last highest up close candle in between your two lows here. That is a bullish breaker. Laying on top of this fair value gap here. So I would pyramid once more if we drop down into this. There we go. Notice where this candle stopped at the low of this breaker. We drop right back down perfectly down to the low, which is also the low of this fair value gap. Stop dead in its tracks right at the bottom, and now I want to see us displace and start to reach for our targets up here. So since I'm 3 contracts in, I'll also take a partial at the high of this opening range gap here, because this target, this buy side best case scenario target, isn't guaranteed. So you have to take partials. Once we get above this high here, I'll move my stop loss to break even, which is pretty much underneath this low. So look at the dollar. The dollar is still heavy. Alright, so I mentioned that I'm still convinced the dollar is going lower, even though we reached our daily objective down here. Alright, notice the bodies here. Unwilling to close past this breaker. So that's something I'm watching. Okay, we're respecting the low of this fair value gap here with the breaker. So this tells me right here that I'm on side and we're just stalling. But my targets up here are likely to be hit because we're supporting discount arrays. Or rather, discount arrays are supporting price. We're trading into that bullish order block I mentioned. That is perfectly fine. Okay, that's permissible. I already told the Discord members I'm live streaming later this PM session. So, just to pass the time and to sharpen my skill set, I like to practice in market conditions like this when I normally wouldn't trade. Because if you can operate and read price in this here, then when market conditions are ideal and favorable, you're going to be all set. So I like to practice on days like this. All right, again, once we get above this high here, my stop loss will be moved to break even. It'll be a risk-free trade, and we'll see how much we can squeeze out of this. Just cleared that high, and now the best part about being in this trade is that it's risk-free, and we just let it run. Don't panic about it reversing or doing some nonsense. All right, we're in that macro, and we still have objectives and buy side to be reached up here. All right, so we have this 20-minute window behind us acting as support and a reason for price to spool in our favor. Down close candles are supporting price. Breakers and fair value gaps are supporting price. And we have premium arrays. Okay, this obvious fair value gap up here that still hasn't been reached yet. When we take out this high, okay, I'm going to take a partial, something for your notes or just to keep in mind. Whenever you're in a trade and price forms a high like this, okay, let's say you're long and we have a high that forms, we retrace. The moment we come back and take out this high, that's a good time to pay yourself. Okay, that's called running down equity. Okay, it's a concept that ICT teaches, but basically, okay, you want to start running down your equity, start paying yourself. If we create a short-term high like this, come down, and we run out that same high, that's a good place to take a partial because buy side is accumulating above this high here. So once we run that, you can take a partial there. And then same rules apply. Once our first partial gets hit, my stop loss will be moved underneath this candle here. Just like we drew it up. And we're going to lock in 120 ticks. See if we can get that second partial. All right, and if we get our second objective hit, my stop loss will be trailed underneath this low here. Again, join the Discord. All right, if you want to really just improve your trading or just grow your understanding of how to read price. I'm really dedicated to helping you guys. All right, I love doing this stuff. I love making videos and teaching and just putting content out there. But a lot of the content is really just for Discord members. So if that's something you want to be a part of, definitely check it out. Link in the description again. And I hope to see you on the other side. There we go. Must be random, just like we drew it up again. And we're going to lock in 170 ticks. All right, so stop loss management all throughout this trade. Entered here, stop loss was below mean threshold of this bullish order block. Came down, didn't stop us out. It was just trading into this fair value gap here. Okay, respecting the mean threshold of this order block. We rallied. All right, my stop loss was then moved underneath this low. We traded down, didn't take out this low. Okay, precise stop loss management. Once we rallied, my stop loss was moved underneath this low, which is a bullish order block. Boom. Rallied. I said once we clear these highs here, my stop loss is going to be moved to break even. We moved it to break even. All right, took a partial above this high, running down equity. I said once we clear this high, I will move my stop loss underneath this fair value gap here. Okay, that's what we did. And now we're holding for our final target. All right, notice where this price move here, notice when that occurred during that macro, that 20-minute window, when I mentioned that we can expect to see price to rally and spool and reach our targets. Boom. When did setup start to form? Here, fair value gaps, order blocks, during that macro after taking out sell side. Now let's say for instance I had 2 contracts on, but I only have 1 left. But if I had 2 contracts, if price were to take out this high, I would take 1 off there. Again, that's running down equity because we formed a short-term high, came off of it. If price runs it again, there's buy side resting above this high now. I would pay myself above this high, but since I only have 1 contract, I'm just holding out for my best case scenario target up here. I prefer to see this fair value gap here act as support now. I'd rather not see this fair value gap traded to. I want to see this act as a breakaway gap and have that stay open. And now this inefficiency here, I want to see that act as an inversion level and I want to use this as support and reach buy side up here. This trade needs to hurry up and stop me out or hit take profit. I want to go get lunch before I live stream this PM session. I wasn't expecting to be in this trade this long. I really just want to close this manually so I can go on about my day, but for the sake of YouTube and educational purposes. I didn't sign up for this. This is supposed to be a quick little 20-minute trade, 15-minute video. This thing done turned into a swing trade. Come on. There we go. I'm not looking forward to editing this one. The least you guys can do is join the Discord for all the editing I'm going to have to do to this video. I'm going to try to trim this thing down to no longer than 20 minutes. And I've been in this trade for almost an hour and 20 minutes. So join the Discord if you found this helpful, insightful in any way. All right. I would love to have you guys in there. I'll give you a warm welcome once you join. All right. Click the link in the description. I am about to live stream in a couple hours here in the PM session for those guys. So got to get locked in for that. And yeah, finally, thank goodness. All right. I'm starving. So that's all I got for this one. Probably won't have time to edit this until tonight, but again, join the Discord. I really hope to see you in there. There's a lot of great content. All right, not just live streams, but breakdowns and reviews and all that good stuff. Definitely something you'll want to go check out. And of course, you can ask me questions in there if you need help with anything. I'm here to help. All right, I'm of service to you. So that's all I got for this one. Message me if you need anything on Instagram or leave a comment down below. Message me in the Discord, either in the chat room or privately. And as always, I will always get back to you. Until I see you guys in the next one, peace.